Maximilian and the Mystery of the Guardian Angel, Chapter 20. A Promise Kept, a Promise Made. I bounce off the ropes and leap in the direction of my Tio Rodolfo. I lift my legs up in the air and release them like coiled springs at my intended target. My feet connect against my Tio's massive chest, but fail to take him off his feet. I use my hands to break my fall as my body hits the mat. "Not too bad," he comments. "Your dropkick is getting stronger." I know Tio Rodolfo is being kind. I don't have the power in my power yet, and me to knock a big man like him off his feet, at least not yet. My Tio Rodolfo had promised to teach me how to wrestle before he returned to Mexico, and he was being true to his word. The crew he had rented the Lucha Libre ring from would come to take it down tomorrow morning, so we were taking advantage of it while it was still standing. Lalo and Marisol are going to Mexico with Tio Rodolfo. I have a feeling that this time it won't be nearly 40 years before we see Tio Rodolfo again. He has even told Father Martinez that he wants to make the Lucha Libre fundraiser an annual event. Our Tio Rodolfo has returned to us, and I don't think he has any plans to ever leave again. Tio Rodolfo and my mother still argue a lot. She still considers him a clown, but she can't hide the fact that she is glad to have him back. "Can I ask you a question, Tio?" I ask as I wipe the sweat off my forehead. "Sure," says my Tio Rodolfo. "What's on your mind, mijo?" He assumes a wrestling pose and gestures for me to attack him. I lunge at his right arm and try to twist it behind his back to secure an arm lock. Is Lalo going to be the new guardian angel? Tio Rodolfo spins around me and hoists me up over his left shoulder. He rolls me off his back and then drops me down to the canvas. He looks at me and smiles. "I don't know," he answers. "He might be, but at this point I can't say for sure." "Do you think that he has what it takes?" I asked him as he offers me his right hand and hoists me back up on my feet. "To be a luchador?" asks Tio Rodolfo. "Absolutely," he declares. "He's big and strong and moves pretty fast for a person his size. If he's willing to work hard, he can truly be a fine luchador. Good enough to be the next guardian angel." "I hope so," he answers, "but I don't know for sure. I just don't want the name of the guardian angel to die with me. I want it to live on. In Lucha Libre, it isn't uncommon for the son or nephew of a luchador to take up his older relative's mask. Tio Rodolfo has brought to life the greatest luchador in the entire history of the sport as the guardian angel. He has thousands and thousands of fans, but there is one thing he does not have. The guardian angel has no successor. He has no son to carry on the name of the guardian angel. Lalo is the closest thing he has to a ready-made successor. Why didn't you let anybody know you were alive?" Tio Rodolfo looks down at his feet as if trying to avoid having to answer the question, but then takes a deep breath and begins to talk. "My father died when I was very little, Max. So your grandfather, Antonio, my big brother, was like a father to me. I even used to call him my guardian angel. He was a good man, your grandfather. Respected by everyone around him because he had decided to take care of our family. Not a lot of people would have done that. He sacrificed his own plans for the sake of the family. He even brought his bride to live with him. He never abandoned us. Everybody expected me to be just like him, but I was different. I had dreams of my own. I wanted to travel to big cities, to see the world. I wanted to make my mark in the world, even if I had no idea how. He didn't judge me when I left, but everybody else did. Nobody said anything to me, but I knew what they were thinking when they stared at me. After all that your brother has done for you, how can you abandon him? I couldn't face those stares again. Tio Rodolfo looks up at me and smiles, but I'm back now, and there's no way on God's green earth that I'll ever abandon you all again. You have my word on that. I may not be as good a man as your grandfather, and I may not always do the right thing, but I'm sure your mother will tell you. But I am your family's own personal guardian angel now." I hug my Tio Rodolfo. "So, do you want to give that old drop kick one more try before we head back to the house?" he asks. We both stand up. Tio Rodolfo grabs my right arm and whips me into the ropes. "Don't fight the downward momentum," he yells. As my back hits the ropes, I allow them to catapult me in the direction of my Tio Rodolfo. I leap up into the air, I tuck my legs into my chest, and take careful aim at my Tio's massive chest. He stands there waiting for me, offering me an immovable target. Wait for it, I think to myself. Wait for it. "Now!" I yell, and extend my feet out, shooting them like twin projectiles at my Tio Rodolfo's chest. Wham! Tio Rodolfo was taken by surprise, like a colossal titan knocked off his perch by a young lion. He collapses down to the mat. I stare in disbelief. I've just knocked the guardian angel off his feet. The stunned look on his face tells me that this was for real. I've actually knocked the greatest luchador in the world off his feet. I kneel down next to my Tio Rodolfo. Tio, are you all right? Not bad, he whispers. Not bad at all. I watch as he sits up and the red welt that is forming on his chest. That kick had some real power behind it. Tio, can I tell you something man to man? I ask him. Man to man, you say? That sounds serious. If Lalo doesn't become the new guardian angel, I want you to know something. And what is that? I promise you that I will. I'll become the guardian angel. Oh, Rodolfo sighs deeply. That will be the happiest day of my life.